4 fires here in South Texas, yes?
Certainly not enough rain though, John Thomas. We've been having this ongoing, very severe drought across the state of Texas. Now here's a look at ours locally. You'll notice Corpus Christi, Kingsville, Alice, Orange Grove, a lot of our brush country areas still in between that moderate, severe to even extreme drought still out in Freer and Hebronville. So we need all the rain we can get at this point. So definitely keeping in mind that as you continue with outdoor activities, not only through the week, but certainly into your Easter weekend. However, this morning, what we're keeping track of is thunderstorms moving across the coastal Bend area. No really heavy downpours here this morning, but what we have been concerned about is a continuous lightning, of course, rumbles of thunder, and even more so the winds that have been associated with this, which is why we do have a marine warning in effect. That'll expire around 7 a.m., stretching from Baffin Bay into parts of Port Aransas, into our offshore waters, and that really in response to those thunderstorms moving into the northern part of Gulf of Mexico, making it very hazardous for being out on the waters here this morning. These will continue to push on out of the coastal Bend area. You'll notice here in Kingsville, they're still seeing a bulk of that as it makes its way south of Corpus Christi here this morning. We'll continue to keep track on this. Should begin to clear on out in our mid-morning hours. Here's been our concern, though, in response to all of this, but winds between about 25 to 35 miles an hour here in Corpus Christi. That's stretching towards our coastal locations. We had a special weather statement go into effect earlier in response to gusts getting up to 50 to 55 miles per hour. So we've been dealing with some down power lines here this morning. Definitely want to keep that in mind throughout your morning commute as well. If you're heading here into the Corpus Christi area or onto the island, down tree limbs could certainly also be a possibility here this morning. Here's our wind gusts that we've seen so far, and it's not even 7 a.m. here. Corpus Christi at 56 miles per hour, Naval Air Station reporting 46 miles per hour. Again, those are the wind gusts that we have seen over the course of our morning. Wind speeds otherwise throughout your day today going to begin to die on off here as we go into our mid-morning hours, and I say that relatively. I mean, that compared to what we saw yesterday. Very windy conditions, but through your day today, winds will persist out of the southeast between about 15 to 25 miles an hour all day long today. So we've got another windy, windy, breezy kind of day on tap. That bringing in more moisture, so a humid day as well. Our temperature is going to get up to the upper 80s for your afternoon high temp, so it's going to feel very warm throughout your day today here in Corpus Christi. Now taking you through your future cast throughout the day today, going to see a mix of that sun and clouds as we go into our afternoon evening hours. More clouds going to start to build in here through our area. You'll notice Falfurrias and Hebronville hitting those mid to upper 90s for their afternoons. Now going into Tuesday is when we're going to start to see increased rain chances here for the coastal Bend area. Very spotty and isolated in our overnight hours, but going into your right before noontime, going to start to see rain pick up here in Corpus Christi, north of Rockport and Beeville as well, even more so though into your evening hours. Now this will be in response to a trough that's going to move over the coastal Bend area, and so what that's going to cause for us is an unstable kind of weather environment, allowing for these thunderstorms to form. Now should some of these thunderstorms begin to split, that would allow for the cause of large hail for your tomorrow afternoon right around 5:30 into your evening hours, so that commute time when you're going home from work or whatever. So we're going to keep that watching on that over the next 24 hours, because that would be a concern for us here in the coastal Bend area. Still though, that'll clear on out in your evening hours going into your Wednesday morning, getting down to those mid 70s. This ahead of a dry line that's going to move on through, filter in very dry air, going to allow for our temperatures to get to the low 90s on Wednesday. A weak cold front is going to come through behind that, cool us down back to seasonal temperatures by Thursday, certainly into your weekend for Easter. But what that means is very dry air conditions are on the way. So Easter weekend may not be able to barbecue, John Thomas.